Dear Diary, it wasn't enough that he left me in the store because I would not buy him speakers. But now I'm coming home to finding him emptying out our house. Whew. Listen, God will restore everything that the enemy took away from you. It was 2014, 15. I was living in Perry Hall, no, White Marsh, Maryland. I was in White Marsh. We were in White Marsh. Yeah, we were in White Marsh. And my then husband had decided to take everything I had, put it in a U-Haul truck. But no, I'm going too fast. Okay, so I'm at work, and I hear the spirit in me say, you need to sign out and go home. Now, if anybody knows my days at working at Social Security, I never had leave. So I'm like, go home. Like, this is weird. Why would I just, in the middle of the day, go home? But knowing that I might get in trouble at work for taking leave, I signed out to go home. So as I was driving, I just kind of felt like this empty feeling. Something was not right. My stomach just was like, it was like, it's not right. I got to my place and I looked and I saw two white males they had been riding their bike. They were the Mormon guys that kind of come into your neighborhood, passing out tracts and things of that nature. I see their bikes on the side of the lawn, and I see them carrying furniture out of my house. And I stopped because I'm like, this is not happening, right? So I go up to them and I'm like, what are you doing? You don't even live here. And they were like, well, the gentleman here we're helping him move out. Really? So I go inside and there's my ex-husband with this scoury look on his face like, and what? Now, prior to that, he was upset with me because we were in BJ's. Now, how I was as a wife was we would have 3 financial accounts. The house account, where we paid all of our bills, everything was taken care of in the house, so nothing would ever go without. My account, his account. But his account was always empty. Mine was always full. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I do my own hair. I might get my pedicure every other week or whatever, but I like thrifting. I did not need money. That wasn't me. But for some reason, he would never have money. But we were in BJ's, and he said he wanted to buy some speakers, and I was like, well, we don't have money in the house for that. The house money is not for that. It's, for the house. What do you have in your account? And literally in BJ's, he kind of went off. It don't matter what I got in my account. You are so overbearing. You want to be the nigga in the relationship. You the one that this, that, and that. I ain't got time for all that. But we were not shopping for speakers. We were shopping for food. Well, he left. Had a cart full of food. He took the car and he left. So I finished shopping and, of course, checked out and made a call and was like, you need to come back and get me. Now, it took them forever, and I had to call a couple of the friends to see if they were available to come get me. They were not. So I waited for probably about 45 minutes to an hour. Mind you, we lived about 17 minutes away from BJ's. I waited. I went home. I put the groceries away. So that had just happened not too long ago before this situation with coming home and finding all of my things being moved out of the house. And when I say my things, I literally mean my things. Now, I also didn't look at it as these were my things when we were married, but financially I had purchased 99% of those things. And I'm looking at this man, and all I could do was just start crying. I called the police, I did, and the police was like, ma'am, this is a civil matter. This isn't a criminal matter, but we can make the guys stop the furniture and going inside your house since they're not on the lease and they have nothing to do with it. But we can't stop this man from taking your things. So needless to say, I stood there crying, right? Because it was bad enough that he was already verbally abusive and psychologically abusive. Now you're taking everything I have. Knowing my history with being a single mother, making sure that I was the one providing for my kids and that we had blah, 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 and you're taking everything from me. And that's what I did. I sat there and I cried. And I was just like, the sad part about it is you're taking from me, but I've given you everything. Pretty much anything you ask for, I give. So why would you take from me? And I cried and I cried and I cried. One of the things I was trying to figure out is, what am I going to tell my children, right? To this day, I think I had a conversation with my daughter, and she thought it was, I forgot what she said, but I think I told her we were camping out or something was, it was something. But I didn't tell her that this man had taken all of our furniture, and that's why we had nothing in the house. Now, the reason he had taken the furniture is because we were going to purchase a house. And it was a house that his cousin had set us up with a friend of hers who had a house that he was willing to sell. But talking with the guy, he was like, your credit is good. The other credit is not. It's going to hinder you. So I had a talk with my husband. Y'all chime in. Let me know if what you would have done or what happened, right? How you see this. But I'd had a talk with my then husband, and I was like, listen, you are not financially being responsible in this home. Us buying a house together and you not taking on that financial responsibility is going to be even more of a burden on me. So I need to see that you're going to be financially responsible first before we go in this house together. I'm like, my credit will get it where we can get it good, at a good rate right now, and then we'll refinance and put you on. Well, that made him mad, and that's why he took all of the furniture and moved into his own place. And later on, crazy enough, me being forgiving, when I would go to his apartment, it was crazy seeing all of my furniture in his, he had used all of the furniture to furnish his apartment. And I had to, well, not had to, but I started all over in a new apartment because we didn't get the house. And I started over in another apartment, and I literally had to buy all of the furniture over again. Now, needless to say, we won't even go into the fact that I had gotten that apartment for his son and my son because both of them were around the same age and they didn't have a place. So I got that apartment for them. But when he took all the stuff out of the other apartment and that lease was up, I had nowhere to go. So I had to find a place for me and my children to go. So I told them that I was going to have to come and bunk at that apartment. Well, his son got mad at me and was like, I ain't nothing. I give and then I take away. He don't know why his father with me. I ain't no good, blah, blah, blah. His girlfriend keyed up my car. I had to call my friend to come up because I'm like, yo, this is really crazy. They are keying up my car. They are cussing me out because I need a place to stay. But at any rate, I'm just like, wow. Sometimes the enemy, well, not sometimes, the enemy is always taken from you. And we have to be wise in making sure that we're not giving him stuff too. But when people take from you to hurt and harm you, when you trust and believe in God, he'll give it back. If only you knew where I live now. He will restore. He will give back. And just a footnote, don't get caught up in material things. Those material things will wither. They will fade away. They will depreciate. They are not important. But make sure you store up treasures in your heart. Make sure that you are strengthening yourself, your inner man, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual. Make sure you build that up because nobody can take that away. Dear diary, more stories to come.